Okay guys, the products you should have received were, of course, the DVDs, okay, because you're watching them. Also, you should have your nclex-rn workbook or PN workbook, whichever one you're taking. You'll definitely have a workbook, okay? And this workbook is what we will be going over together, you and I. Okay, so mostly when I'm talking from pages in the workbook, all right? Also, in your box, you should have got a big box, you have your practice exam, okay? Either it'll be RN or PN, depending on which test you're taking. You will also have your activity book, all right? And during your homework, you will have pages from the activity book, but mostly this activity book is for you to study on your own, and it's just fun ways whenever you're done studying and you're tired of doing questions and answers. The activity book presents you different methods of studying, okay? And all the answers are in the back, okay? So activities in the front, try to do them without looking at the answers. And then when you're done, check yourself in the back. Your homework book, okay? Very important. Whenever we're done with our lesson for today, I will refer you to this book, okay? And it will list out my expectations for you, all right? Because I'm not there to be hammering you on the phone. This is my voice here, my homework book. And last but not least, is Quick Facts. You know it, you love it. Quick Facts is your content book, okay? So while I'm talking to you, you should be studying Quick Facts on your own every day, okay? This is general nursing content. You need to know it, all right? So Quick Facts. So those are all your products. Let's get started with your work. Okay, let's keep the fun times rolling. We're going to stay in the D section, and we're going to talk about diets now. Your popular diets for NCLEX. Gotta know them, gotta love them. The first one is a liquid diet. And why someone gets a liquid diet, or the indication, is to prevent dehydration. Remember that with liquid diets, this is also the first diet that you would come off of after surgery. So right after surgery, you start with a liquid diet. Now the foods, there's a tiny section there for foods, and I just want you to put clear or full, because you got to know the difference between clear and full liquids. Does anybody know? Is coffee considered a full liquid or a clear liquid? Is vanilla pudding, is that a clear liquid or a full liquid? All right, so let me tell you, clear liquids are anything you can see through at room temperature. So your clear liquids are your ginger ale, water, Jello, popsicles, okay, things you can see through. You can see through them. A full liquid is something that you can't see through, but it still has a liquid consistency, such as coffee. What else? Pudding, yep. Milkshakes, ice cream, those are all full liquids. So know the difference between clear and full. The next diet is your soft diet. And soft diet is simple for people who have difficulty chewing or swallowing. Maybe they have mouth ulcers. Maybe they have ill-fitting dentures. So you want to put them on a soft diet. And the food is very simple because anything can be considered soft if it's pureed. So as long as it's a pureed consistency, it's a soft consistency, it's good for your soft diet. Remember, when it comes to soft diet, no nuts and no seeds go in there. Next one is a bland diet. Bland diet. The indication for that is people with GI problems, all right? People with gastrointestinal upset, such as irritable bowel, Crohn's disease. And the food for bland diet is no fried, no spicy, no caffeine. No fried food, no spicy food, no caffeine. Next is low protein. Who needs low protein? This is very important. What kind of patients cannot tolerate a lot of protein? Because the problem with protein is that when your body uses it, it creates a waste product. So guess what? If you have some sort of kidney problems, patients with renal failure, the kidneys cannot get rid of that protein and it builds up in the system. So our patients with renal failure need low protein diets. And the low protein diets are just no red meats. It focuses on beans, fresh fruits and vegetables. Low sodium. What kind of patients need low salt? Yes, your heart patients, patients with hypertension, CHF, COPD, okay? Low salt diet. And remember, for the low salt diet, it focuses on fruits and vegetables as well. No canned food, no preserved food. Nothing in a can, okay? No vegetables, no preserved food. Preserved foods are like lunch meats, hot dogs, sausages, bacon. Anything in a casing is not going to be good for your heart patients. The next diet is high fiber. High fiber. Your patients that are constipated, your patients that are on bed rest, they need high fiber. High fiber foods include whole grains, fruits, and vegetables. Low purine. Low purine is used for gout. Remember, gout is a form of arthritis where there's a buildup of uric acid. And the foods that are high in purine tend to be fishy foods. So think about Red Lobster. We got your fish, sardines, anchovies, scallops. If you got gout, you do definitely not want to be eating those foods. And I know a lot of people with gout who eat fishy foods. No good. Diabetic diet is easy. The indication is to control the blood sugar. And for NCLEX, you want to pick the most well-balanced meal. They may give you choices of meals. For the diabetic diet, you pick the one that has something from every food group that's the healthiest, of course. Celiacs. Celiacs is very popular all of a sudden. The indication is gluten-free. Gluten-free. So, of course, some of you may know gluten-free to be no brow. B-R-O-W. And brow stands for barley, rye, oats, and wheat. Barley, rye, oats, and wheat. And that's fine to know, but for NCLEX, it's not going to be barley, rye, oats, and wheat. It's going to be things like pancakes. Can they have that? It's going to be things like oatmeal, waffles, French toast, okay? So that's how the questions will come into play for NCLEX. So don't think you're just going to get by with knowing barley, rye, oats, and wheat, because that won't work. And you do have examples of different diets in your activity book. So when it comes for homework time, I'll direct you to that page. Good job, guys. Let's keep going. Let's keep this party going.